Deploy your applications with confidence by using the blue-green deployment model with Terraform on Triton. In this model, 2 versions of an application are maintained. The colors blue and green are representative of different versions of an application. In our case, one represents staging and the other production. Blue-green deployments ensure that you can predictably release updates without disruption to your customer experience. We'll be starting with version 1.0 of the Happy Randomizer application for our blue deployment and version 1.1 for our green deployment. To learn more about how to create those application images, watch our video on Packer image creation. In this demo, we'll be working with 2 Terraform configuration files, variables and main. In our variables file, we'll include 3 variables which are included in all versions of our deployment: the CNS service name, networks, and a production variable which sets the color of the deployment which should be in production. Next, we'll include variables for our blue deployment. This includes the image name, version number, instance count, and package name. Finally, we'll include variables for our green deployment, including the image name, version number, instance count, and package name. As you can see, the purpose of the variables is identical to that of the blue variables, only differing in the color prefix of green instead of blue. Save the file. In the main configuration file, we'll set up our Triton provider, declare the data sources, and create our instances. First, declare the required Terraform version to run this application. Next, declare Triton as the provider. This takes Cloud API environment variables as the defaults, including the Triton account name and SSH key. Our service network's data source will work with both our blue and green deployments. Declare a data source to identify our blue image, including the image name and version. Next, we'll create our blue resource, which deploys 3 instances of our blue image. The instances will be named and numbered. In the CNS portion of our resource, we determine the domain names for our blue containers. There are 2 CNS values, each using our service production variable. The first CNS-powered domain will either include just the CNS service name or attach staging to the service name. The second CNS-powered domain will identify the instance by the deployment color and the service name. Finally, declare an output for the CNS-powered domain names. This way we can check our application quickly after it has been deployed. The data source, resource, and output for our green deployment is nearly identical to the blue deployment. In fact, the only difference is swapping blue for green. Save and exit. Once our configuration file has been saved, we must download the Triton provider. This step is critical to determining how Terraform will be handled going forward. Execute Terraform init to download the Triton provider into the local application directory. Run Terraform plan to review what Terraform will be building based on the configuration file. I'll save my plan as the blue-green plan. This will tell me that I'll be creating 3 blue instances and 3 green instances, with the blue instances in production and the green in staging. Once we've confirmed what Terraform will do, using Terraform apply we'll deploy the blue and green versions of the Happy Randomizer application to my default data center. While our blue instances are in production in this first deployment, green will be in production in the next round. This can go back and forth as updates are made to the application. The actual color names don't matter. What matters is that there are different deployments existing in parallel, and that you can seamlessly migrate from one to another. Our blue and green instances have successfully been deployed. Using the domain outputs, let's see our application in action. We can see in our production environment, Captain Picard is clapping, and in our staging environment, Adele is giving a thumbs up. Let's say our staging environment, version 1.1 of the Happy Randomizer, is looking good, only using thumbs up GIFs. We can easily put the green instances into production with one update to the Terraform file. All we need to do is modify the service production variable, swapping blue with green. With Terraform plan, we can confirm that the only change to our deployment is the domain names. Quickly apply these changes to get version 1.1 up and running in production. I can already see that the green instances have the production domain name and blue have the staging domain name. I can double check myself by looking at the live websites. This may not work immediately if there's a long time to live on the server. Go forth and automate your deployments with a blue-green deployment model using Terraform on Triton.